Hello and good evening. Home for All Mankind, Season 5, Episode 3 is over. But here in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to rewatch or watch every episode of For All Mankind continues. One political standoff, one Titan-sized gamble, and one heartbreaking goodbye at a time. And now this is your captain speaking, and unlike Ed Baldwin, I'm not ignoring my medical chart or trying to out-stubborn my own morality. I'm your host, Dave Mader. Mars is tightening its grip. Earth is drawing its lines, and the cracks between the two worlds have never felt more personal. Tonight's episode wasn't just about geopolitics. It was about family, legacy, and the cost of carrying the mission too long. I guess it wasn't tonight's mission. It was like 5 days ago. But anyway, we've got a top-tier panel to break down the fallout from this emotional, devastating chapter of For All Mankind, and spoilers from at this point forward. Coming in first.
Yeah, I guess we really do have to do the spoiler warning.
We really do, because these episodes,
it's like new.
Yeah, these are current. It's not like what, because when it was like, oh, this season was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Not so much. Coming in first, Sojourner 1 needs to be reactivated. The retrofit is a nightmare, and Aleida is the only one who can supervise it. And if a system breaks, mechanical, political, or human, he's the first to explain why and how it should have worked. It's Jody Simpson, everyone.
Oh, that's my intro. Thank you. It was a nice intro, Dave.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Jody. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Of course, with us once again, the M6 is rounding up anyone with ties to Young Ill. The ISN is drawing a line in the Martian sand, and Kurgan is playing a shadow game no one quite can see. And if there's a crack forming in Happy Valley, political, structural, moral, he's already tracking the fault lines. Jeff Mader, everyone.
Always on the fault lines.
Always on the fault lines. It's a lot of fault lines. I think we have one more panelist. I don't know who it is in the queue.
I'm guessing that's Heather.
Maybe. Okay, let's see. Coming in next.
Hello, it's me. I'm here in audio only. I will join in video in a moment. Please intro me. I'm ready.
You're ready? Okay. Well, she's with us again, of course, stylish as ever. She's clocked every emotional shockwave. Kelly learning the truth about Ed's cancer, Alex spiraling, Deb stepping in, and the Baldwin family trying to hold it together in their final hours. When the political meets the personal, she feels every beat. Heather Narduzzi, everyone.
Hello, everybody. I will grace you with my visuals momentarily. Stand by.
Of course. Ooh. And of course, with us once again, Kurgan is secretly prepping for a faster ship. Aleida is scrambling to keep Helios in the race, and Dev is juggling grief, ambition, and the very emotional Alex. He's the guy asking who's paying for it, who's lying about it, and who's getting fired when it all blows up. He's got a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a secondhand store. Adam Woodward.
Hey, you guys.
Looking good.
Are you investigating a crime?
I am.
He's quite the detective.
Oh, I thought it was a crime of plot.
Crime of plot. Of course. Well, thanks everyone for being with us. Heather will be on screen shortly. We are talking about the 43rd episode of For All Mankind that aired a few days ago, April 10th, 2026. Written by Nina Braddock and directed by Mira Menon. So a couple big headlines here. I don't want to bury the lead. Ed Baldwin is dead.
Oh no.
He passed on, everyone.
Happened?
Yeah. He cancer and flying shuttles, I guess, or hoppers. Against your doctor's orders.
Also being 150 years old on a planet, not Earth.
Yeah.
Right. Not helping matters.
That might not help.
He passed into the great beyond, went to heaven with Karen and Shane and Gordo. Some other people not present for whatever reason. So we're gonna break.
Who wasn't present? Who did you want?
Tracy.
Deke.
Tracy was.
Deke.
Yeah.
That guy who died in the mission control guy who got blown up in the rocket. Remember the guy with the crew cut. Yeah.
Okay.
The Ed Harris character from Apollo 13. That guy.
All right.
Anyway, but it was nice to see Karen back. in a flash or whatever it was, a flash sideways, I suppose. We get some other kid to play Shane, and Gordo's back, and he has no questions about what happened with Danny. He's just like, I get it. Maybe that's why Tracy wasn't there. She doesn't forgive Ed for Danny, but maybe Gordo does in the afterlife. We'll have to.
I don't think they really talked. I think they look like CGI guys to me.
They had a pee together.
Man,
So
That's how one bonds,
That's how you know you've hit
When you
heaven.
cross your streams, that's when you're bonded.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So okay, some other things that happened. So Ed died, and everything going on with that. But there's more going on in the plot lines. Boyd, she's trying to figure out what the real conspiracy here is on Mars, and she got clocked in the head by somebody, and got a couple shiners. She's getting too close to the truth. They've decided to resurrect Sojourner as the ship that they're going to take to Titan.
This is the one
Margot's
that crashed
idea?
into the planet. Really?
It was
This is
Margot's idea, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Margot's idea.
A ship that they couldn't even get to launch from Mars back then, like 20 years earlier. But it's going to go like.
I think the most disappointing thing about this episode is the fact that I had to see Margot.
Margot. Well,
It wasn't even like the death of a main character. It was I had to see Margot again.
I do think they should have left that plot line out of this episode. I think they should have focused more on like the Korea stuff. I thought that they could have done a little bit more.
They really just touched it early, eh?
Yeah,
a little tiny bit, and that was it.
But they had he spent the money to have all the sets, and you already write a couple scenes in Korea where he's like captured or something, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been kind of interesting.
Struggles or something.
Yeah, it should have been more Ed focused. That was my only complaint of this episode, is that this is Ed Baldwin's send-off episode. I think they did a lot of things right, but I don't need some of the other scenes.
Yeah, I think them trying to keep the plot line of season 5 moving, but
But they're like, oh, by the way, we got to kill off this major character.
Oh, the
There
Bene
she is.
Gesserit has arrived.
I'm in mourning for Ed Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were in mourning for me.
No, you're still
dead?
alive.
Because I had to listen to Margot again.
Oh, I heard that part.
Oh, Margot. I think Margot is also going to be dying this season.
Oh,
does
she's
anyone else feel
definitely
that?
gonna die.
She's in
Get-
prison and he's on Mars. Which one do you give odds are that's gonna die first? Like, come on, why would
Just
it
the
be
way
him?
it was like Aleida was saying goodbye for the last time.
100%, I agree. I felt that way as well. Why would they have put that there if Margot was gonna live? She's gonna die for sure.
She's going
they
to
gotta
die in
kill
her
off all
sleep,
these
or
characters,
is she
yeah.
going to get like stabbed in the shower?
Oh, that'd be great. Wouldn't that be
Oh,
a
I
great
hope she
ending
gets
to their
shanked.
character?
Oh, my
please
god,
give
you
me a shank.
monsters! Margot
But-
deserves a good death too.
That is a good death.
Gosh.
That's memorable.
Yeah, she needs to get
She needs
shanked
to
in the
be-
shower.
You
a
want
good
Margot
death?
to get shanked.
I think it would be interesting if because she committed treason, so some American got her back or something, it'd be kind of she wouldn't have it
Some
any
MAGA
other
guy
way.
in the
The
shower.
KGB gets her.
The KGB gets her or something. Yeah, it would be interesting because that would make sense to me. If she just dies peacefully in her sleep, that's anticlimactic.
I really hope they don't just have her die in her sleep, because that is definitely anticlimactic. But I don't
go
want
to
to get
prison
shanked
Well,
either.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
better
I-
writers than us can figure out what her fate will be.
I'm
But
sure they have those.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So Aleida's heading to Mars, says goodbye to Margot. What else? I guess there's the mission, and I guess the whole Young Il stuff, right? And the fact that he's now in that ISN base, and the new Cold War, the new global order as it exists in this timeline, and how Canada apparently is neutral. I think we need to talk about
That
that.
sounds about right.
Which makes
When the world goes to shit, we'll go neutral.
we'll pick a side. We're good at picking sides in this country, so but we'll see. Anyway, so Adam, how do you feel about the passing here of Ed Baldwin? You're happy. All right.
He is busy eating his
Did you
eating his
just
cream
say thumbs
cheese
up?
and his beret on.
Hey, listen, I enjoyed the way they did it. I think the timing was perfect. Season, what is this? Episode 3.
Yeah.
Like we've got rid of him now. This is good. We can move on. Let's
Like
deal with
we
the-
do complain a lot about Ed, to be fair. So about what
Well,
he's
he hasn't really-
doing.
He's a grumpy old man, and he's I think that listen, honestly,
I
he's done a
enjoyed
lot.
pot smoking Ed, though.
Pardon me?
I said I enjoyed pot smoking Ed. No reason why, just I did.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think. I think his character is. It's time. It's time for him to move on. But you know what? The way they did it was fantastic. I think that was a great send off.
Yeah, I mean, I only really figured out that this is not a flashback until like near the end of the episode. I go,
When
oh.
it turned completely white, the bright light.
Was it a clue for you?
The clue was when he's walking down the hallway.
Right.
Like
Right.
I'm like, well, first of all, Gordo and him would have had their helmets on if they're walking down that hallway. They wouldn't have walked down without them on. Two,
Oh my God, Dave.
That's the first thing you went with.
well, and the second thing was there would be 3 of them because every mission had 3 guys.
Yep.
So where's if this is Apollo 10, where's the third guy?
You don't have to have the third guy if you cross streams.
Okay. And then of course once I saw Karen there,
Bond,
I'm like,
that's
this
far
is obviously
too tight.
this is obviously not a flashback. But I guess like the whole stuff in Korea too, like in retrospect, like because that fellow pilot of his who saved him got killed in Korea there. I guess this was
That's why his son's name was Shane, right?
That's right. We see that. I felt like it was that whole sequence was like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch. The first one was seeing the dog tags of his dead friend, and that he was named Shane, and then knowing that's why he named his son that. And then you see Gordo, and then you see Karen and little Shane, and then he goes off in the ship. Like I full out was openly weeping by the end of that. Like I gasped when they showed Gordo and Karen, and I just thought it was perfect. It was really beautiful. And I know we've done a lot of complaining about Ed, but they gave him a terrific send-off. This is the best episode of the show in a while, I find.
Yep.
Yeah,
Seasons. It's the best episode in Seasons.
it's the best episode in a while. Yeah, I agree with that.
All they had to do was kill off a main character.
Yeah. Well, and I do wonder what the show will be like without him, honestly. But
Yeah.
I don't think he was adding much at this point. Like, he
Exactly.
wasn't really
he
adding.
was not.
It wasn't
Yeah,
just that.
so-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's not really much more they could have done with him story wise. So it's fitting to give him a send off here now, as Adam said, and not just like drag it out till the end of the season. And also I think it was so beautiful to do the callback to the other characters, but also to get to see Joel Kinnaman out of the old makeup and like how he looked when we started the show.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure that they de-aged him a bit on that one. That had
Yeah.
a digital effect for sure.
Well, he looked great.
He still looks good. Don't get me wrong. Like I wish I looked like that guy, but
Season 1 was only like 6 years ago or what, 7 years ago, right? So it's not.
Yeah.
Couldn't have got that.
And
But when
maybe
you-
like in comparison to the old makeup, he does look de-aged because we've been seeing him
oh,
old.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, we've
Or
been used to
season
seeing them
now.
always make him look older especially since season 2.
Yeah,
and
that's right. He only had his real face in season 1.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'm just forgetting him from the first season.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna miss Ed. I think that they're hoping that Alex, I think, is going to be the new lead of this show, or maybe
Oh,
it's
God, I hope not.
or maybe it's Lily. I don't know, or the two of them. Because they're the next generation, if you will. But
Yeah, we all know that TV shows, it works really good when you put young casts in.
right.
It always works really well.
Late
Yeah,
in the run, yeah, goes great.
So,
Yeah.
like, I guess is Aleida the default lead right now? Like now,
I
is
guess
she
so,
like?
or maybe we'll actually have more of Deb now.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
Now, here is something I just thought of. We're talking about how Aleida and Margot did the big goodbye, and it probably means Margot's going to die. What if it means Aleida's going to die? Because she did a
that'll
big
be even better.
goodbye with her whole family and her
Jeff
little
will be happy.
daughter and all of that. Jeff's been waiting for that since the first episode of this show.
Well, I was confused about her.
Why is she in
purpose.
this season?
right. Right. This whole episode was like, I gotta go to Mars. They're all like, I love her family. Her family's like, great, go. See
Go.
ya.
We could use a vacation from you,
Yeah.
quite frankly. So
By the way,
Yeah.
Heather and
I hear
Adam,
no
you
way.
guys look great today, by the way.
Thank you. I'm in mourning.
Jeff and me, not so much. Dave, all right.
All right.
I'm just kidding, Jeff.
No, you're right.
Well, can we jump into the episode if we got,
Sure.
if we we'll have to catch up.
It
with
is
Kevin
kind of why we're here.
Yeah, another time on this. As we start off with what we think is a flashback. I guess it's sort of a flashback to when Ed was in Korea as a fighter pilot and was going down hard in the middle of the night and had to eject. And all this looked great. I thought that they
did a good job.
we see him coming down through the clouds, the gunfire, the nighttime war scene, him crashing, into the the Korean countryside, I suppose, and trying to make his way. And I remember Karen talking about this, right? And it was at season 1 or 2 when Ed was shot down.
They did
and
mention it before.
they had no idea where he was for a couple of days, and then finally he did get he got out of there. But then was this where he had to get locked up afterwards with him and a bottle of whiskey to get through his trauma or whatever it was? Anyway, he's
It's
wounded
the 50s.
here.
They didn't know any better.
They didn't know yet. He's wounded. He's hurt. Ed is not doing well. But we see him looking at his compass watch, which has got Karen in the photo of Karen placed in it side of it. And Ed is got to survive here. This other pilot, Shane, the original Shane who saves Ed here, finds him as he was also shot down in this around the same time, and these two are kind of trying to make their way through survival. As we flash to present day with Ed having just been brought in for medical attention after the end of season episode 2, and getting Lee to the the ISN base and everything else, and them trying to save him here. But Ed his health is not doing well, and as we've already said, he will die by the end of this episode. And that is our teaser setup for the episode, Home, as we get our credits.
Good title for it.
They're also bringing back Mira Menon for the first time as a director since season 1, so I thought that was interesting.
Maybe that was one request.
Whereas the writer, I don't remember Nina Braddock ever writing an episode, so I think this might be her first.
The name's familiar though, so maybe
it is familiar. I just can't place it.
or maybe it's from another show.
Yeah. So we get after the credits, we get the news updates dealing with everything after the fallout of the last episode. Lee having gone to the ISN base here on Mars. We're learning more about that between the two new Cold War factions, the ISN and the M6. So here's a little visual for everybody. The M6 consisting of course, the 6 nations of so it's USA, Soviet Union, India, Japan. There's and I know
Great
the European
Britain.
Union, right? And then
Yeah.
I feel like there's one more. that
What
I forget.
country's not included in the European Union there? There's one in Eastern Europe. It just doesn't count.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
And the map's different.
So,
The map, it's the Eastern Bloc, so it's
yeah, so Denmark is not colored in. I don't know what country this is. I can't
Is that
figure this
Egypt
out.
too? Egypt is one. Yeah.
Egypt's part of it. Egypt's part of the M6.
Yeah.
but no Iceland.
No Iceland. Anyway, Canada is not,
Japan is.
and Mexico is.
Yeah.
Mexico's, and so
Well,
is
that's new USA.
Venezuela.
that's Venezuela, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Venezuela is part of this,
Yep.
and Cuba. It appears.
Probably because of Russia.
Probably because of Russia. So okay, so that is the one side. Then you got the MSN or ISN nations. So, China and Brazil being the two predominant ones here. South Africa also. I don't know who this nation is. Is that Libya? That's next to Egypt.
No, that's yeah, and then it's Algeria. Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then Pakistan is also part of it. But I guess as a Canadian, the weirdest thing to me is that Canada is not in either thing.
Oh, sorry, Saudi Arabia. It's Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Oh, that's Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
We're neutral somehow, as is Denmark, and Greenland, I guess. So anyway, so
Australia.
that's that. Australia too. Australia's not in the mix.
And New Zealand.
And New Zealand. Yeah, it's curious. Anyway, but I guess the in particular because India and Pakistan are parts of the rival alliances, and they border each other, and they don't get along normally anyway. In any timeline, that's kind of the epicenter of the on Earth tensions, like the militaristic tensions on Earth as well, which seems sort of plausible. Jeff, what's your feelings on all of this and this new history, and how the global order is shaking out here?
I mean, this is like, is it like solid alliances, or is just for space?
I think it's specifically for space, but I think it's also kind of economic now too, because of like how the M6 nations have become so much richer than the rest of the nations, because they have this iridium, because they have all this other stuff, right, from the space travel.
So it's just strange, like in this timeline where like China and Russia are not on the same team. That's the main thing that sticks out more than anything.
Right. And Korea, like, they kicked North Korea out of the M6, but they didn't join the ISN.
And why is South Korea not in the M6? That's weird. If Japan's in there, like.
Right. I don't know. The whole thing's a little strange to me how they imagine this, but anyway, and you can see the flags there of the ISN. What flag is this, Jeff? Do you know what this?
Which flag?
This one here on the far right.
Indonesia?
Is that Indonesia?
Yeah, I think that's Indonesia.
Or something. Anyway, it's an interesting imagination of what would come to be. This new Cold War. China is talking trash here, speaking for China and all the ISN nations when I say we will not release him to you wolves.
This entire clip, I was thinking of Starship Troopers. Do you want to know more?
Would you like to know more?
Yeah. So China's talking. We talked about the tensions rising between the different nations, and they're meeting in Hungary, guys. Viktor Orban's been voted out, and now they can have meetings in Hungary.
That's handy.
I guess Hungary being sort of a neutral nation is maybe some of the implication.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anyway, we head back to Mars, and we're following this new woman character who I don't think we've met, but we'll find out she is the wife of our new governor, the Russian governor guy. As Palmer's here talking to the governor about, we captured Ed Baldwin, and Lee got away, but the other guy we shot, whatever his name is, he's in medical, right now. So he's like, you caught all the people who already were needed medical attention, but all the other conspirators have not been caught. So the governor and his wife, they're not too happy with Palmer. They're giving him a hard time. Go do your job, or they're both going to be finished. They're both good. He'll be removed as the sheriff of Mars, and Governor Mann will lose his position as well. So you better get to work, Palmer. And then the wife and the governor, have a conversation in Russian about, it's all falling apart. This was supposed to be a stepping stone for this governor to become the next president of Russia or the Soviet Union. And, and this is not looking good on him if he can't even manage a colony of 5,000 people. So, but his wife, says, you can get through this. We can push through this, whatever.
So she's the real evil person.
She seems to be the Lady Macbeth,
Obviously.
yes,
Yeah.
of this.
She's running the
marriage.
show.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. What villain? I'm guessing is what her angle is going to be this season, but we'll see. Anyway, then we see the peacekeepers. The police state on Mars are rounding everyone up. All of Ed Baldwin's conspirators. Everyone helped Lee get out of there. They're being put in detention. Then Boyd in I guess the police station here on Mars wants to talk to Palmer about what she was trying to tell him earlier before the whole Lee jailbreak thing happened. And he gives her a minute to say her piece, and she's talking about how I don't think that Lee actually may be the murderer. I think there might be something else going on here, a conspiracy with Kurgan, et cetera, et cetera. But Palmer's not too receptive to any of this because there's no evidence, and not really. And someone just did try to escape, so that does it's not an admission of guilt, but it's not helping Lee's perceive any perception of his innocence here. And anyway, so we also find out about Boyd's backstory from Palmer, that she was a cop on Earth and she kind of got thrown out as a cop for some kind of scandal. Does anyone remember what her crime was or what she did?
I don't remember.
I don't think they come right out and say
They
it, but
didn't.
he just alludes to her having like black marks on her record and going rogue, basically.
I think she broke the law to like do whatever it took to do like for an investigation. Like she can't let things go, I think is basically what they insinuate, which again is very much like your character in The Killing.
Right. She's just playing her character from The Killing, but on
Yeah.
Mars in this season. Anyway, so Palmer kind of tells her to, don't start up with all this crap and get back to work and whatever. Okay, then we go to the hospital section here on Mars where Ed's, unconscious. We have the doctor, talking to Kelly and Alex about, what's happening here. She's learning that he has cancer for the first time because this has not been shared with her so far. But that was his wishes. And what else? I think Alex ends up walking away here during this conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, she is asking for treatment, and he's going, no, he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Ed doesn't want treatment. Then at the prison on Earth, we got Aleida doing her a regular 2 p.m. Check in here with Margot at the prison. This is very routine for her. Does she go? She doesn't go every day, right? This is like a once a week thing. She goes to see Margot.
Yeah, I think
she's a CEO. She doesn't get time for it to go every day.
She can't do 2 p.m. every day. So yeah, once a week she goes to see to Margot. Makes that long walk down the prison hallway, and she's talking to Margot about I guess the mission to Titan and everything, the challenges involved with that. And Margot, is this where Margot comes up with the idea of like, why don't you use Sojourner as the ship instead of trying to build a new ship to go to Titan? The old Mars ship, basically. Margot has got some sage advice.
This was actually a pretty good scene because I think that it really again shows the relationship that these two have. She could see that she's distracted. She could see that there's a problem, and then they just solve problems together. They did well.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
problem.
true. They work the problem, everyone. And is this? Did they talk about her daughter in this scene, or is that the second scene? I'm trying to remember, but
I don't remember.
Anyway, but why don't you go up? Use Sojourner and everything else, and da 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 da. It was a good scene. I took way too many screenshots, it seems. And anyway, there we go. All right. Then back on Mars, we got Lily here talking to Lee's wife in the promenade area. And then along comes Alex, who Lily goes to talk to. Sorry about your grandfather, everything going on with him, and how's it going? But, they're feeling the police state here in Mars. It's a lot of authoritarianism. They're not liking that. Then we got Ed here, another flashback or another flash sideways, if you will, to Korea and when he was shot down there, and Shane.
Why are you calling it a flash sideways? It's clearly the past.
Well, I'm calling it a flash sideways because I think it's not necessarily a flashback. I think. Yeah,
I guess he's like reliving this.
I think he's knocking on heaven's door, if you will. And I feel like this isn't necessarily a pure memory. I feel like this is
a life before your eyes kind of thing.
A bit of a vision, And I feel like this is the ghost of Shane. Almost welcoming Ed into the afterlife. Is how I'm interpreting.
Other shit.
Like in the same way that he and Gordo meet up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was seeing it more as a flashback, but now that you mention it, that makes sense. Like he's experiencing these things and saying goodbye to Shane again in the same way that he's saying hello to Gordo again.
Yeah, I think he's also saying hello to Shane again in a way here. The Shane who passed away or died here in Korea, right?
Big Shane.
Good, yeah, yes, the adult Shane. And that this isn't this is a memory, and I think we're meant to think of it as a flashback at this point in the episode. But by the end, when we get the whole thing with Gordo and Karen at the end, I'm like, okay, this is more than just a memory, right? Anyway, and so we see this is the part where Ed got kind of dropped off in the brush here by Shane, while Shane went to go look for water. And then Shane was found by a couple of North Korean soldiers, I guess, who didn't accept his surrender too well, and shot him dead right there in like the valley in Korea. Anyway, so which Ed can't help but react to in the moment, and then the other soldiers are coming after him, and just then we kind of come out of this memory vision, whatever, and it's present day again. Ed is almost dreaming this. Kelly's trying to console him, but he doesn't really know where he is, but then he kind of is a little bit more lucid, and Kelly's trying to ask, like, why didn't you tell me about you being sick and all these things, and he's not too nice about it. He's like, well, this is why I didn't want to tell you, because you would just try to fix me and get me cures. Because I think she starts talking about, like, I'm gonna get you the best oncologist and all these other ideas, try to save her or to save him. And he doesn't want that. I guess I'm kind of skipping ahead here because in terms of the screenshots, this is the part where he's still confused, I guess. Right? You almost have to restrain him here because he's like, he doesn't know where he is. And this is kind of where he's coming around and doesn't want to talk about it. Leave me alone, he says. It's kind of sad. And then Kelly is just kind of wandering around. We see her texting with Alex, trying to all the texts she sent him so far. Call me, talk to me. I'm worrying about, where are you now? Please call me. And anyway, then we go back to Aleida, who is looking at this footage of Sojourner, the ship, the original Mars ship that's been just sitting there on the surface of Mars for like 20 years. And they're saying it's been kind of like stripped down, like they've taken parts out of this thing over the years and different things, and it's kind of an empty shell in a lot of ways. So Aleida, is like, why don't you look around more and whatever. I think it's her husband. Is it her husband who suggests that she go up there to try to like figure out that ship, or is that like the initial idea? Anyway.
Yeah, I think he.
I don't think he
brings
did.
it
I
up.
thought it was.
Does he?
I don't think he does. I think she says, "Oh, well, what's up there." And
Oh, maybe it was Margot in the previous.
I think it was
scene,
Margot
right?
that said that.
I think this, but Aleida said no. I gotta be here with my family, and then I think this is where she says, "Well, Margot wanted me to go up there."
Yeah, Margot did bring it up in the first place, but then does he say that she should go in this scene?
Yes.
Yes.
And the daughter. Oh, I love Auntie Margot.
Oh yeah, love Auntie Margot. And and they're like, "Go!" You
Get going.
The daughter is eager for some freedom and not so much supervision from her mom. And anyway, they're like, we can make do here without you for a whole year. Go, it'll be fine. And they talk her into it, but it's all good.
We haven't really talked about this, but why is there no Danielle on this season?
I don't know.
I'm okay with that.
She got shot and retired.
She's retired.
Fair. This scene made me think about it because last season it was so much about like Danielle going to Mars and her family, and so like they were more like broken up and they didn't want her to go. And then this one, it's the opposite. It's like, go, get out of here.
Well, just go. Just go, baby.
Ellen's just living on some compound somewhere with Pam. Living her best
They have a
life.
ranch.
She wrote her memoir.
She wrote her memoir, yes, and
I guarantee they live in a ranch in Texas.
I think that's right.
They live in a ranch in Texas? No way. They own a bookstore in Portland.
Want to bet?
I think they did say there was a ranch, but anyway.
Unless Texas is way more gay friendly in this alternative universe, they're probably not.
You could live on a ranch and never see anybody ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, she's an ex-president, so she has Secret Service.
That's right.
True. Anyway, the next scene here is with Boyd as they're bringing people in for questioning, everything else to do with it, and then then her partner shows up, Boyd's partner, that is. Boyd wants to talk to her. You know, they're talking about the conspiracy with Kurgan and all this stuff, everything she was trying to talk to Palmer. The partner, is anyone suspecting the partner of foul play here?
Don't trust him.
Yeah, I don't know about
There's
this guy.
something. They wouldn't spend so much time introducing him as a character if something wasn't going to happen with him, right?
There's got to be some significance to this guy, and I'm going to point you out at one of my screenshots in a bit. Anyway, so
Intriguing.
not one of these screenshots specifically. Anyway, so she has this whole conversation with him that she's still chasing it down. Then they bring in Lily Dale and the Russian friend, and they're putting them in lockup for spray painting free Mars on stuff and being part of
Can I just say, I find it really weird that they chose to name this character Lily Dale. Isn't Lily Dale like a chicken brand?
Lily Dale Chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's also a place.
And I can't help but say, like, you know, it's Lily Dale.
Lily Dale. Yeah, all one word. Lily Dale.
Yeah.
And brought
That's
to you
her name.
today by Lily Beth Chicken, or Lily Dale Chicken, pardon me. Or
Lily Dale Chicken, that's her. Anyway, she's been locked up. Where are the rights? Then we go over to with Ed. More here in the Korean dreamscape, if you will. As he's making his way, trying to survive, get away from the pursuing Korean soldiers. He's wounded, bleeding. He's got his picture of Karen to keep him straight here, his compass. And just then, where does that compass point him? But towards water and life, and to save his life. You know, so as Ed was able to get some water there in Korea by drinking the dew off the leaves one time. Here back in the Korean War. Which then brings us back to the present day with the drip of his IV. With Kelly she's on the phone about things. I think she's going back to do the mission, right? She's gonna be the pilot again, and Ed said he's happy about that part, that she's continuing with the mission.
This guy, that is Tyler Labine of Breaker High fame, the Dean Martin to Ryan Gosling's Sinatra. Thank you, Phoenix Diaz.
Is that the partner? Is that who that is?
I think so.
Yeah.
I did not watch Breaker High. I'm sad to say, as a Canadian.
I did watch The Adventures of Young Hercules, though.
He isn't.
Oh, yes, he is from Break. Yes, I know who that actor is. Yeah, Breaker High. Yeah, I used to watch that show.
The partner,
yeah,
right?
it is the partner. I just looked him up.
Okay. So
Now I gotta look it up because
like
I have a
not
funny
an
feeling
insignificant
about
actor, like So I feel like there's more going on with that partner. Anyway, Kelly is stressing here. She can't get a hold of Alex. Alex is still avoiding her while she's dealing with everything with her father. Anyway, Alex is ignoring her calls and working on his motorcycle that Dev gave him. So who's tracking? But then, speak of the devil, it's Dev. Dev comes to pay Alex a visit.
This is actually a really nice scene. Dev talks about his own father and how, he knew his father loved him, but it was a difficult kind of love. And that's the same kind of vibe with Alex and his poppy. I thought this was a nice moment between the two of them.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was a well done scene. Talking about it's the regrets that Dev has about his own father's, his relationship with his own father, and that he's now the age that his father was when his father passed. That being Dev, right? So, and how Alex will likely regret this if he doesn't try to, face it now, but that's hard to deal with in the moment, right? So I thought it was good. It's goes on for a bit, but I thought Dev does a good job, or Eddie, the actor. Anyway, any other thoughts before we move on? No? Okay. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, then we got Palmer and
Milesdale.
Miles. Oh, good old Miles.
Father of Lilydale.
Father of Lilydale. He's here to talk about Lilydale and what, and Lily's got to get in trouble with criminal record and all these things. And And
I'm going to speak to her very harshly.
I will speak to her very harshly, but Palmer is not having it. But what Palmer does need is an informant, a little rat to feed his intelligence network so he can get those leads for the governor.
This guy's the worst.
Palmer?
Yeah.
This guy's the worst.
I just don't like him. Like he's just like, maybe it's a good performance, but it's just like, I dislike this character.
Remember when he turned in Ed Baldwin just to get Ed Baldwin's job as XO of the base?
Yeah. There's nothing redeeming about this guy. He's just, he's a shyster, and he's just trying to. What is his motivation? Just to power, but he's still I don't feel like he's ever really gonna get real power. So he's just this.
What kind? Does he want to be the governor of Mars one day, or does he just want to be the best sheriff he can be? I don't really know what his motivations are, but he wants to squeeze Miles. That's his main. He's mostly here to piss off Miles.
I think that these kind of guys are the kings of self-preservation. They ingratiate themselves to whoever's in charge.
Yeah.
And they'll do whatever it takes for them to stay in power.
Yeah. Exactly. They're not all that different, really.
No, and they're not going to. They never want political power or anything. They just want to be the strong arm.
Right. So anyway, Miles makes a deal here with Palmer, basically to get his daughter out of lockup. It's a lot. This is a little bit crammed here in these cages, I gotta say, for all these people.
Well, they're not supposed to be holding this many.
Yeah, they never intended to hold that many.
Yeah.
Spray painters
and things anyway. So go get her.
Nothing worse than kids tagging stuff.
Lily's offered the chance to get out here, but she doesn't want to leave her friend. But they're like,
good on her.
Yeah.
Gotta say.
She did though.
Yeah. Right
only
after.
after she
Went
said
on it
no.
for 1 second, and then her friend was like, "No, you go," and she's like, "Okay, see ya."
Yeah, she's like, "Peace out, bye."
Yeah. And they leave her there. Anyway, then Miles gives the strongly worded, tongue thrashing or whatever, whatever he was saying, he was chew her out or whatever, but talking to her dad about what you did back in 2003. What did Miles do back in 2003? Run a bunch of shady gambling things and black market stuff. And
didn't he also inspired the fight where Danielle got shot?
The
riot, but it's not like that was. It's not like he kind of started the riot, didn't he? I guess.
Yeah.
But I this idea of Miles as a hero. I'm still having a hard time with.
That's because we don't like him.
Yeah.
He's a likable character. I mean, he's kind of
No, there's no redeeming value to him at all.
He's a dad. The redeeming thing about him is he's a dad who cares. I guess that's what makes him.
Does he though?
Oh, so the bare minimum.
Yeah, minimum.
Bare minimum, but
better than nothing.
Ed Baldwin cared about his kids too.
Did he?
Kinda.
I think he sometimes remembered he had kids.
Sure.
Well, when he wasn't, flying planes and stuff.
Yeah, he was busy.
And the only reason he remembers Kelly is because she showed up on Mars.
True. Couldn't get away from that. All right. So Boyd can't leave this thing alone, even though Palmer told her to leave it alone. So she goes hunting for more leads on this conspiracy. So she goes down to the lower levels. This reminded me of Babylon 5, everyone.
You knew when she was wearing civilian clothes, she's going to get beaten up.
What is this Babylon 5 you speak?
Well, they used to when they would go to the CD part of Babylon 5, it was called Down Below, and this reminded me of that when they're going down.
It's not called Babylon 2.
No.
Babylon -4.
Babylon 2 was a whole different station.
Sure.
It got blown up. Anyway, so then Babylon
That's
here at level 4, this is kind of like the CD
-4
part.
actually.
-4.
Yeah.
And so this is where a lot of the craters presumably are living and whatever else.
The ghetto.
This is the ghetto, yes, where the undocumented people are. And Boyd is looking for something. She finds
Why
this
does
one.
she have a look of disgust when she looks at these people? That's.
Do you think she does? I don't know.
Well, no. Go back one more. Yeah.
Maybe worry.
There. Oh, maybe it's worry. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's confusion.
Maybe.
She's looking for someone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she comes to this one residence and finds this other guy who has worked the night shifts, I guess. She's trying to find out more about the Korean guy who was murdered, and what they might know here. But Boyd is getting too close to the truth, everyone, and it's making everyone nervous. So this guy gives her a little bit of information, but when she starts to press, he kind of backs off and pushes her away. Then we see somebody, a dark, shadowy figure in the distance, watching.
I don't know. I
Now,
can see him.
correct me if I'm wrong, but could this be her partner?
Oh, it is. You're right.
Look
Well
at
done,
you,
Dave.
sleuth.
Did you enhance this?
No
Enhance.
enhance.
No enhance?
It looks like Leonardo DiCaprio discount
If he
version
Yeah.
with a
No,
mustache.
I think you're right though, Dave. I think that's spot on.
Yeah, maybe it's somebody else we haven't met yet, but it looks a lot like him.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I
yeah.
never caught that the first time. So
And
Yeah,
you
well,
can't
they-
really see his whole torso, so you can't tell based on
It happened so fast in the episode, but I think
I never
here-
even noticed it. So
Yeah. Anyway, she just sees a dark figure looking at her, and then she tries to chase after this person, find out, but they're chasing him along. And when she comes around a corner, she then gets like clocked right in the head with something hard, and knocked the heck out. So
It's a pipe.
Bad day for Boyd. Yeah. Anyway, then meanwhile, Kelly is kind of in a trance here, watching the coffee come out of the coffee dispenser. She's completely numb, dealing with or thinking about everything with her father and him dying.
and she hasn't been able to speak to her son at all. She's
Hasn't been able to
going
speak to her
through it
son.
right now.
And just then Alex does show up,
Oh.
and she's just happy that someone else is here. So Alex listening to Dev's advice and coming to, be there for his mom, be there for his grandfather, and all of that, So
Alex is very tall.
he's very tall.
Or she's
Where does
very
this height
short.
come from?
I think it's both.
It's both, yeah.
Yeah, because Alex's father wasn't necessarily all that tall either. but-
No, they were pretty short, both of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so then let's go see your grandfather. But then he's missing. He's not in his
Typical
bed.
Ed.
It's not
Won't
in
even
bed.
die where he's supposed to.
That's right. Where could he
Stupid
be? The doctor can't believe it. How could he? This man was so ill. How could he be out of bed?
Did this guy have a tether?
Isn't he under arrest? I was a little
Yeah.
surprised he wasn't handcuffed to the bed. Actually,
Yeah, like he's.
They're not going to handcuff old man Mars to his deathbed.
He just
put a
helped.
fucking
He just
monitor
helped someone
jack
accused of
on.
murder escape prison. And
Yeah, and they caught him the second time.
It's fine. It's Mars. Who cares?
They're
So
like,
what?
it's fine.
if I was Palmer,
We'll
I'd be
find
handcuffing
him
him to that
eventually.
bed. But whatever.
yeah.
Who am I to critique? his
Possibly with
policing
a
methods?
guard on him. Yeah.
Anyway, so Alex and Kelly and everyone's
This set
looking
has been
around
brought
for
to you by
him.
Domino's
Brought to you by Domino's here on the promenade, and
and
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
But Ed is in Ilya's bar. Alex finds him looking at the jukebox, and Ed's getting the Elvis on "Love Me Tender," which I think we heard this in season 1, right? Like they played.
No, I actually looked that up because I was like, if that's the song that Karen and Danny were dancing to, that's really messed up. But that was "Don't Be Cruel," and it was the Billy Swan version of the song, which is lovely. And this is "Love Me Tender," which Ed then says was he and Karen's song, which is really
Yes.
And he
But
begrudgingly plays it, though. Remember, he says, "Don't you have any Frank Sinatra on this jukebox?"
He does, but remember, because in season 1 he talked about how he liked Sinatra more than Elvis, right? Or
That's right.
he didn't like how Elvis had aged, like in the 1970s and whatever else here. But Ilya
I like
loves
Sinatra
Elvis,
more than Elvis.
the king of rock and roll, according to Ilya. Just like that Russian guy that Ed beat up in season 1 up on the moon, who also liked Elvis better. So. Anyway,
What Russian guy that Ed beat up a lot of people on the moon?
Remember there was that guy that was like he held
That was the
prisoner
guy
for
that
a
came
while,
back
and
through, right?
The
and
guy
then
who left the audio.
the guy who left that spy device at the end of
Yes.
season 1.
Oh, yeah, right.
Remember when the show was good?
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Alex finds Ed in the bar and tries to bring him back to his hospital room, but Ed doesn't want to go. And then they start pouring whiskeys because that's what they do in this family.
I do like the little thing where they both take the shot and Alex goes, "Ugh," like that. And then he's like, "Oh, first time, eh?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." Like,
Yeah.
kid, I don't know how old he's supposed to be. I'm guessing he's like between.
Well, he finished
15
high
and
school,
18.
so 18.
Well,
18.
he was born in
Oh yeah,
90,
he just graduated, right? So yeah, it would be about.
He was
18.
born in 95, and this is 2012, so
Oh, okay.
he's 17.
The funnier scene for this is for me is when Kelly shows up and they're all the three men are hiding the shot glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all trying to hide their glasses because mom shows up, Kelly shows up, and she tries hard to get Ed to go back to his hospital room, but he doesn't want to go, and and Alex has to kind of help say he doesn't want to go there, Mom.
I really liked this scene.
It
I
was
thought
nice. Yeah.
it was super nice to have them together and bonding, and also to see Kelly like realizing you can't fix it, you can't do anything else, just enjoy the time that you have together now.
Yeah, and so they start having drinks.
Well, this woman did ride a vehicle from into orbit, so
While pregnant.
while pregnant. Yeah.
And everything else. So yeah, they have a little
She's used to
toast.
fixing things.
A little toast to the Baldwins, as this will be the final Baldwin get together, I suppose.
No more
The
spaghetti.
The three generations of Baldwins. No more spaghetti.
Maybe
Well,
the
there'll be more
spaghetti is what
spaghetti.
caused the cancer.
Probably
Oh,
a lot less
Jesus.
Parmesan, quite frankly. Moving forward.
Well, that would be more of a heart disease thing.
I thought this little bit with Ed saying, Alex is going to have a drink too. And it's his first time. And he's like nudging Alex. And I thought it was a very sweet way to add a little levity to what could have been a really somber scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I didn't mind it.
This was a good scene.
good little like goodbye, I guess, for Ed here. As then we got Alaida's goodbye with Margot as she's showing up here at the prison, but she's kind of made the decision to go to Mars now and help be like mission control for that mission, right? So she knows this is kind of her last visit here to Margot, at least for the next while. Looking at the time, 2 p.m., talking to Margot about the problems and everything else they're working out for the next mission. But this is where she reveals that she is going to Margot, and then she won't be back. And it was a really nice scene where they're talking about everything she had taught her and giving her a chance. And
It definitely feels like this relationship is wrapping up as well, right? So they did.
One or
does.
both of these characters are going to die.
yeah, I would.
Well, I'm
imagine-
hoping it's just Margot, but you know what? If we get the twofer, I'm happy as well.
Jesus, there's hardly anyone left, Jody. Yeah.
That's my point, Dave.
Yeah. Just full turnover. That's what he's ready for.
You know what? Sometimes it's just better to just nuke it from orbit and start over.
All right.
Gotta be sure.
Sometimes you got to be sure.
That's right.
Anyway, so
You don't want mutant Margot hanging around.
mutant.
That'd be
Margot.
way worse.
Be a different show.
But I enjoyed this scene. Like
It was a
everything
good
these
scene,
two have been through, as and even these two actors going back to season 2. Because it was a different actress in season 1 for Aleida, but it's like a lot with these two. And then she kind of like she after the meeting with Margot, she's walking out of the prison, and then she watches like Margot walk out here, and I'm like, there's something really to that. Like, is this the last time she's there? So I feel like if anyone's dying, it's Margot, because this is the last time she's gonna see Margot, not the last time Margot sees her.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we'll see. What
Oh, hold on.
you-
Go back. Zoom into that sign for a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Enhance.
Positive
Enhance.
space journey.
I feel like some of the words are very
Positive space journey.
it's success.
Ah.
Success. Set your goals.
All
Understand.
right, so
the
Aleida's
challenges,
gonna live.
change your mind, maybe. Or
Clear your mind,
Calm your mind.
calm your mind.
Yeah. Create a positive space. Emulate
Emulate the
journey?
journey.
That
No.
can't be right.
No.
That can't be right. But
Anyway.
Embiggen the journey.
No, I just thought it was interesting that that particular screenshot had positive space.
Positive space journey. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm sure
so
that
then-
was coincidence, but
after that, then we got Boyd and her partner back on Mars after him visiting her. I think he put her there, quite frankly. But she's got 2 black eyes after getting clocked over the head. But
is this a misery kind of thing? You think?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
I've never seen it. So
Oh.
can't
Well.
comment. But her friendly, happy-go-lucky partner here, he seems to really care about her. They seem to really be friends. They talk about who she's hooked up with in the past and the stuff, and like a whole bunch of things in this conversation. And
Maybe
what
he's like gay best friend.
maybe he's gay best friend. I don't know. And that she's got a month paid leave from Palmer, so she's got a month off to do whatever she wants. Probably look into this conspiracy.
on the base where you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do with a month?
Enjoy your vacation.
Go to Starbucks every hour.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
to
know.
Starbucks and jump between Starbucks and Domino's.
I guess if you can go out in the suit, that that might be.
Yeah, I
different,
guess.
but-
Yeah.
Borrow Alex's bike.
If you borrow Alex. That's the only thing fun to do, really. Anyway, so that's her and Boyd, or Boyd and the guy. They talk, and then we move on. Ed has been now moved, not back to the hospital wing, I guess, or the sick bay, or whatever it is on the
no, he's in
base,
his
but now to his own quarters. You can see all these pictures from.
They did a good job with the pictures, though.
Yeah, Ed.
Most of them are recognizable.
Yeah, like some of them are like this one was just from the first episode of the season. Of Alex and Ed,
Graduating,
Apollo
yeah.
10.
And then you got Molly in there too.
Yeah, Molly, and get.
So wait a second. He's got the capsule from Gemini, right? And I think that only could hold 2. And there's like Stevens and Baldwin, right? There it is.
That's
Gemini
Gemini
7.
Yeah, that's at the end of the episode.
So
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's the one
Apollo
that's
10
flying.
that we saw there. Like that's meant
No.
to be a flashback.
No,
to
I think
Gemini.
it's supposed to be when they orbited, not when they went to the moon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So they did that as well together, Gordo. And
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they did mention back earlier, like in the seasons, they did mention that they have had multiple missions together. So,
Oh yeah, they were
Oh yeah. You're right. On the plaque here it says Gemini 7. Okay.
Gemini 7, Baldwin and
Baldwin Stevens. Oh,
Baldwin
that's
Stevens,
why there was no
right.
third guy. It wasn't
Yes.
Apollo at all.
So it
Okay.
could have been a flashback.
Could have been a flashback. Maybe it
But it
was
wasn't.
just a memory. Anyway, leave up to you how you want to interpret it. But looking at like when Ed took Kelly for her first flying lesson in 1984 or something, it's referenced here as well. Different memories, everything else. Ed or Kelly's going to check out Sojourner, the doctor.
You got to wonder about poor Alex there. His grandfather was a war hero.
Yeah.
From Korea, flew to the moon. His mother was a Annapolis graduate, also a pilot, and flew on the freaking capsule of
and Alex is a loser that's hung out only on Mars.
Well, but at the end of the day, he's still the Mars baby. He's still like
Yeah, he still has something.
right. He was kind of born famous, in a lot of ways. Anyway, it's a rough time here for Alex, but Kelly's trying to find a way to move on. Ed's getting pumped full of pain meds, which are helping matters. That's all the doctor can really do. Anyway, is there anything else with this? I guess this is kind of Kelly's goodbye to Ed, right? Because Ed's about to die.
Yeah.
So she says bye. Meanwhile, we go back here to Aleida, who's saying goodbye to her family right before she heads off to Mars. Says goodbye to her husband. Her daughter's not there, but then she shows up to hug her mom, just to ask if she can drive her car when she's gone.
Yeah, and she pulls in, and it looks like a gesture, but in reality, it's just she's like, "Oh, I forgot to ask you, can I drive your car while you're on?"
Oh, I think it was nice too.
No, I think it was genuine, but then that's like what teenagers do, you know?
Yeah. Well, it is for sure.
Jody knows.
I know. Adam knows too, I believe.
Oh, boy.
Having been a teenager, I know.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
Just female is what I'm referring to.
the
Female
girls.
teenagers.
Girls seem more challenging.
Yes, I was a female teenager, Jody.
I was aware. Well, I thought you were hatched, but that's a whole other thing.
Anyway, so Aleida's off to Mars, and then just as she's in the car here getting ready, then she looks down at her phone, and what time is it? 1:59. This is the time she normally would have gone to see Margot.
Yeah.
You know, but she's not doing that obviously because she's got this on the go. So, and I don't know. I was like, "Fuck, Margot is dead. Margot is so dead."
Mm.
As here at 2:00, back in the prison, Margot in her cell, chilling up, like bigger than some of the quarters on Mars, quite frankly. But
It's a bigger cell.
yeah. You know, she's just listening to her music and I don't know, reading out whatever else. Meanwhile,
She has a little cry there, too.
she does have a little cry, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I kind of honestly, I have been thinking throughout this season. Part of me would rather be in prison on Earth than be on Mars. You know,
Yeah,
honestly,
absolutely, yeah.
like being on Mars just sounds like it just seems like it sucks. Like
It doesn't seem like you're basically trapped inside, right?
yeah, you're trapped inside. You're like I would feel
Well,
so claustrophobic after a while.
When you're in prison, you're pretty much trapped outside for the most part, depending on what prison you're in.
True. I just don't see the
Trapped
appeal.
inside,
Like,
I
what's so great about being on Mars? What are they doing that is so great? You know,
Not finding water,
right?
not
finding
finding
Mining.
bacteria life.
Making the mullahs.
I feel like Mars, its main advantage is that it's a better springboard to go to like Jupiter and stuff like that than to go from Earth because it's closer. But
Right. But to do what? What are they gonna do in Jupiter?
find life.
Well, Windsor is closer to going to the States, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go live
But
there.
like going to Jupiter, like even going to Mars is hard enough to go to. Going beyond like the asteroid belt is it's incredible. It's I think the distance between Mars and Jupiter is much greater than the distance between Mars and Earth.
Well, yes.
Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so going to Jupiter is incredibly difficult. I know once you go to one planet, it seems like you can go to all the others, but it's not quite the case. Anyway, so I want that's what I want more of. I want more of like, can we move on with the space exploration? Like what, pushing the limits of that instead of, but they really want us to invest in like the colony and this idea of like a new world on Mars. And I think that they're trying to, Jeff, like equate this to like, I guess like,
Like
Earth is the old world. Yeah. And like, Mars is Jamestown. It's like the new colony. It's the new world. It's where like a new civilization is being formed, right? A new type of country.
But the civilization seems to suck. Is what like it's very, like you said, like earlier in the episode, it's kind of authoritarian. There's really no real command structure, like as far as like everyone's in it for the same reasons. Like everyone's kind of, like you said, like they're there for money, and there's not a lot. Like we're all kind of complaining that like where's the discovery? Like where's this is space exploration, and
it's become a mining town, Jeff. It is a mining town with a sheriff,
right?
Yeah,
it might as well be in
I grew up
Alaska.
in a mining town, and it was way cooler than.
Yeah, because you could go outside without a helmet on.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess they're going for like this is like the old west in a way. It's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
frontier,
That's what I find. It's
It's a settlement.
a settlement. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
And
So
there's not a
Dave,
lot of-
just so
when
I looked
there's
it up,
nothing to
Dave.
do, there's nothing to do.
I looked it up, Dave, by the way, because I was now curious as to what you were talking about.
the distance.
Yeah. So to get to Mars can take anywhere between 6 and 9 months.
Yeah.
Right. With our current technology. Jupiter will be anywhere from 13 months to 6 years, depending on where they are in orbit.
From Earth.
So, from Earth.
Yeah, but that's using like this new technology they're talking about too. They have this stuff called nuclear electronic propulsion. Pardon me.
Yeah.
But
Which?
I mean, there's the Galileo probe took 6 years to get there. Juno took 5 years.
And those are probes, right? They don't have to worry about air and food.
They don't have to worry about sustaining life. Yeah.
Right.
There's something called the Europa Clipper right now that is taking 5.5 years to get there.
Right. So, how long is it going to take for them? How long are they going to try to present this as? Because when they went to Mars the first time, it took like 2 years.
Well,
right?
with the technology that's been presented in this show, they said that they could get to Mars in a month from Earth. So I guess you would third what we know now. So if it's going to take 6 years, it would only take 2 years
from Earth. But this is from Mars, which is closer.
From Mars,
so,
which would be
so
closer.
it would still at least take a year. It would seem
at least
like,
a year.
right?
Yeah, at least a year, if not longer.
Anyway, Kelly found her ship, the broken down Sojourner. We have a more scene here with Ed and Alex. Does anyone? Sorry, I can't recall.
I can't remember the actual conversation, but I
What's
think
fine?
There is no conversation.
They
He's
don't really
just
talk,
he's
yeah.
listening.
Oh, that's right. And he gives them water and
breathe, and he like becomes lucid for a moment, and he gives him a drink of water, and they're just saying goodbye.
he knows he's done.
And Kelly with her looking around the Sojourner, which I guess still has air and life support.
I thought that was a bit weird. Like, you're gonna take your helmet off in a super old ship that hasn't been powered up in forever.
Right.
Like, just keep your helmet on.
We saw the playback
safe?
earlier, so maybe they're already like looking at this and they've made it habitable.
Yeah, we saw that the other guy in the video.
Because the other guy had no
he
helmet on
He didn't have
either,
his
and he
helmet
was
on either,
recording it.
but I don't know. Like I don't.
You're right. I forgot about that.
But
So
either
they've
way,
already-
it seems kind of stupid if they weren't.
They
gonna
never
use
really
it.
talk about running out of air too much. Like that's the only thing on the show that like they're like food and water are finite resources. Air seems to be an unlimited resource. But whatever.
But you
They
need
have the
water to make.
technology.
You need water to make it though.
Yeah.
To make air.
Yes, but not to recycle it.
True. Yeah, you could recycle it.
Carbon scrubbers, stuff like that.
It works so well in the biodome.
Yeah, Pauly Shore is probably like lead scientist.
Not like
on
the
this.
real biodome.
I know.
Watch that documentary; it's fascinating. But anyway, Kelly's getting ready to fly her ship. Ed is having his final. This is like Ed is about to die, right? He gets his final.
This is
drink of
the
water.
last gasp. Yeah.
His last sip, and then we're back here in Korea.
Back to Korea.
We see the dog tag of Shane
Barnhill.
who was the other pilot who was killed there.
Mhm.
While Ed was waiting for rescue, and then he did get rescued. And then that flashes to this Gemini walk, right?
Yeah.
And
Which this to me is the tunnel, right? Like this is the tunnel.
this is
reported.
him walking towards the light. But it's also kind of a memory.
You can't
too.
tell me that is his face currently.
It could be.
It is.
He's
Oh,
a
no,
Swede, man.
They
Like, those
brushed the hell
Swedes,
out of this.
Like they're known for their looks. And he's about
He's a good looking dude. Don't get me wrong. but-
Kinnaman. He's about a year older than me, I think, or two, like something like that.
Yeah, he's not that old. We're just
Yeah.
used to seeing him in old makeup. He's
True.
young here.
Yeah.
This is his real face, I think.
I
Yeah,
think so.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
And then guess who's there? To have a piss.
Beautiful. I
I still
audibly
like Gordo's smile.
Wait, fact check this. Do these spacesuits have flies you could zip down to pee in? Like...
No.
No.
As we know from Star Trek, nobody goes to the bathroom in the future. It's not.
Well,
It's a non-issue.
There's a bathroom right on the bridge of the D. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
there was one on the D. You never saw but
You never saw him use it.
It's the one around the corner. Anyway, so Gordo's here. It was nice to see Gordo back, for at least one flashback.
This was
and-
lovely.
It was
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, it was cool.
Them walking down. Now, because every time we saw, like, when they went to the moon and all those Apollo missions, you always they always had their helmets on. I always thought they had to be like in quarantine before they went out there, and like that's why they would wear their helmets. So they
Well, this could
But this
also
is
just
not
be
real. This is memory.
I know it's not but like, did it go down like this originally? Is what I'm wondering. But anyway, I won't dwell on it for too long. Ed and Gordo getting a lot of claps here from the crew.
during
all
the
these-
60s. I don't know if they were that worried about it.
yeah.
Like they let astronauts smoke. Like cigarettes.
They did and drink. Anyway, they're going along. They're getting their little handshakes. I get their salutes and
Go
everything
back.
else.
That doesn't even look like Gordo.
It is Gordo.
It is him.
It's the same actor.
That might be just like the lighting from the
Young
top
Gordo.
down there, just
Fine.
in that screenshot.
Although, like-
'Cause it's definitely him.
When last time we saw him in season 2, that was like 5 years ago, right? So it has been 5 years in real life. Or they probably shot this about a year ago, so probably about 4 years. But anyway, they get to the end there, and Ed is surprised to see a woman. There's no women on this little hallway run yet. That doesn't exist for a couple more years.
She has her ways.
She has her ways. It's Karen. She's back. Nice to see her. Is this ghost Karen? Who's to say? And yeah, looking good. In her 60s look once again. And little Shane is here.
You know what he didn't see though? He didn't see all of those telephones he broke.
No. All the grass he cut at night. No.
All the grass that was cut at night. Yeah. That should have been the best. That should have been the
And
ending. Just
and
his
to me-
silhouette.
And to me, this was like about Ed meeting his son in heaven kind of thing. And
Karen
I think
Okay.
this was
being reunited with his family.
these
Yeah.
two people represent Ed's biggest regrets in his life.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point
And
here.
maybe Gordo
is-
too.
Yeah, and maybe Gordo's. Maybe that's why they
But not
emphasize that
Danny?
as well.
Yeah.
Danny,
He ended
Danny
up
was
being president, didn't she?
No,
Oh,
Danny.
you mean the other? Or
no.
the other one,
You
sorry.
mean Danny Stevens, right?
Yeah.
Danny
No, Danny
Stevens, yeah.
Stevens was I don't think so. I think that one was more like it was on him, but it was also on Daniel. Like, it wasn't all.
It
on
wasn't
him.
all on Ed, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Did
Ed-
Ed ever find out that she cheated on him?
Yeah, he did. He found out.
Do you remember? Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, a little smooch here from Karen, and she wishes she and then he looks at Gordo.
I think, Jeff, that's a really interesting take that you said you think that this represents Ed's biggest regrets, because the way that I read it was this is when he was young and in his
Happy.
prime and full of hope, and he was
Mhm.
married to a woman he loved and had a beautiful little child, and he's just reliving those happy memories as he goes on to
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
next realm or whatever,
I mentioned that because with Karen, like they do a toast to Karen at the bar earlier in the
Mhm.
episode too. So like they make a point that because we don't really get that after Karen dies. Like like he kind of just goes to Mars and he's I'm never coming back, and he never really like addresses the Karen of it all. And I think that's what it represented to me. That's how I took it. But I also agree with you, Heather, that this is also about him at his
It can be
peak.
triggered. Yeah, it
You
can
know.
be triggered by that conversation in the bar.
Well, I just
Anyway.
thought it was lovely. And the little fella they got to play Shane was absolutely precious. What a little biscuit. It was so sweet. I'm all right. I'm crying again. Like, really.
You know what else you see here is like this kid looking at his dad is like he's the hero,
Mhm.
Yes.
and
Sure.
like I mean,
This is before all the abuse, I guess.
Jeff, you're still living it. Then you come home and you're the hero of the day, but me and Jody and Dave, that was
Amanda's
a great
the true
time.
hero, but
Yeah, yeah.
let's
It's not
be
the
real.
same when they get older.
No, the dogs get excited about you.
Yeah, my dogs
But,
are way
hey.
more interested in me when I get home than the kids are.
Pro's excited to see me, but Morris is definitely the most excited to see me because she
Absolutely.
sees me and she goes, "I get my walk."
She gets it.
They're simple
Anyway,
creatures.
Anyway, Gordo and Ed go off into it. Then we got this, like them going up in Gemini, I guess, and looking out. But this is, climbing into the afterlife, and this is what Ed is thinking about, dreaming about as he passes into the.
Well,
Great
Ed
Void.
was only happy when he was in charge flying stuff.
Yeah, and he has his last breath, and that is
Right.
it. And then it transitions.
This was a great way. This was a cool ending, though.
And for the credits, we get the Gemini 7 here going along, and get a little mention to Michael Dorman as Gordo for this episode. nice little ending, and that is the end of Ed Ball.
So they didn't bring Karen back, or whatever her character's name or her real name is.
Oh no, it was really her. Yeah.
Oh no,
it was
it's
her.
really her.
Chantel, whatever. Yeah.
There
So
was a
she-
credit for it, but I don't think you got a screenshot.
I just didn't
Go
screenshot that
back one
credit.
slide. Go back one screenshot. Technical advisors Michael Akuda and Denise Akuda, as we know, were responsible for many of the visual
the
displays. and
awesomeness of Star Trek.
Yes,
They are
absolutely. They
personal
invented the
heroes
L
of mine.
cars, all of those wonderful heads-up displays. And so I like to give them a shout out. They're responsible for the look and feel of
And
a
the
lot
best-
of Trek.
And the best damn purple book about Star Trek, which is the technical manual
The
for the
technical
Enterprise
manual, absolutely.
Which
A
I'm all about.
purple Bible.
I'm all about, like, how does this work? How does it
Yeah.
function? Like, even I know it's all made up and it's
I didn't
all,
know there was
but,
dolphins on the Enterprise until I
Right.
opened that book.
and I feel like it's missing a lot of that in the new stuff. But anyway,
Yes.
so that is
Missing the
the
heart.
closing of the episode as we say goodbye to Ed. And
Goodbye, Ed.
goodbye, Ed. Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Will
I know
Danielle
why
go to the
people
funeral?
wear veils at funerals.
Do we get a
Oh.
funeral in the next episode for him? Like, what are we gonna get? Because
I bet you they're going to do some kind of media clip, you know. And then,
Ed
space
Baldwin.
today, Admiral Ed Baldwin died. Okay, thanks.
That makes sense because that is definitely the way that they do a lot of the storytelling on this show, the catch ups and that sort of thing. So I think a news clip about it, and maybe like news coverage of his funeral, the state funeral, and those sorts of things.
Who's going to mourn him?
Well, like Clint Eastwood
Who
played him in
mourns
a movie.
Lauren?
Like, come on, he'd be pretty famous. Like Ed,
Yeah, this
Ed
time,
Baldwin's
like-
got to be super famous on Earth. at this
Mhm.
time,
Yeah, but
right?
what I'm trying to.
But he's also disgraced now.
yes.
To some people, to other people, he's a hero.
Yeah, I like he's a bit of a mixed bag at best, as we know.
Well, that's what he was
You
through the
sort of-
entire
you see what's
series.
going on now, like with like the older astronauts that are still around or have passed, like John Glenn. Like they're not. And Jeff, you said this. This is so interesting to me. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about Artemis, and the conversation went like, "Who cares about Artemis? Nobody's talking about it." And I was so disappointed when you guys were saying that. And but this is my point: is that those guys are done, and it's like the veterans that have now, aged out as well. There's no reference. We don't have a frame of reference because everybody who knows them or knew about that, or I mean, I wasn't around when the moon landing happened. And and so we don't have that emotional connection with these guys, and that's why I don't think there'll be much Fred with Baldwin.
Well, I guess for the older generations, probably a lot more than for the younger generations. Maybe to that point.
I wonder if we're going to see Kelly's breakdown when she shows back up and he's already dead.
She's going to bury herself in work,
Yeah.
like a good Baldwin does.
That's what Baldwins do.
Mm.
Are any trivia for this episode, Adam?
Yeah, I've got a couple things actually, but just more some observations as well. But according to some ratings and such, reviews. So this is the most ceremonial character send off the show has ever done.
Yeah.
When you think about Karen's death, it was very quick. It was sudden. We were blown away with it, but I think it was still very, very well. We all
Tracy
said it.
and Gordo. Theirs was much more of like in the blaze of glory, right? That they went.
Yeah.
out.
Mhm.
But this is the first time the show slows down and gives a real send off.
Well, it's the first character that's died of natural causes, more or less. Like he died of cancer. It's not completely natural, but it's not the same as dying.
But even
from
Molly,
explosion or something.
Like we all love Molly, but I mean, we didn't see her die. She died in that terrorist explosion, right? So, reviewers also noticed how refreshing it was to see Kinnaman's real face again in the flashback sequences. The contrast was intentional. The show uses the scenes to highlight Ed's youth and virility before cutting back to his aged, prosthetic enhanced appearance.
Mhm. So it was his real face.
Yes. Well, I don't know. Ed's final moments mirror his earliest backstory beat. So the episode opens with Ed's plane crash in Korea, a moment that shaped his entire life. Structurally, the episode was a bookend, making home feel like a full narrative to Ed's life.
Mhm.
The Baldwin family bar scene was singled as the most charming moment of many seasons, they say.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that say?
Ed's death was intentionally quiet, a contrast to the show's usual spectacle. I don't believe what spectacle. There's not much. We haven't seen a lot of spectacle lately.
Yeah. We're going to Titan. So
Mhm.
get ready.
Yep.
That's
To your point, the episode quietly sets up the next big arc, the race to Titan. While Ed's story dominates, Aleida's decision to go to Mars and the hints about the Kurgan spy are the seeds for the next season's or the season's next major storyline.
right. Well, I'm ready to cool. We got to Mars and we established a foothold on Mars. All that's awesome, but I don't want to just do everything on Mars. Like I'd like to.
They haven't done anything, Dave. They haven't done anything.
Right. Well, whatever they're doing, it's not enough. So
Yeah.
Come to the dark side, Adam.
Alex's Mars bike scene was a sleeper fan favorite. So he's fixing the Mars bike while processing his feelings about Ed, highlighted as Alex's first major standout scene in the show.
I feel like Dev steals that scene, but sure.
Yeah.
And then some just, the Korean flashback mirrors Ed's final moments. Young Ed crawling across the wreckage echoes the frail Ed struggling to move in his final scenes.
Mhm.
The face in the flashbacks compared to his face in that are very big contrast. So you really see the difference in Ed from what we remember as Ed in that first season to what he is now.
Right, because so Gemini 7 was in 1965, and of course season 1 starts in 1969. So this is like 4 years before season 1. I guess what year was the Korean War was like for a few years, right? Like what year was that when he got shot down?
It was like 52.
50. Yeah, 50.
It was a 2-year war.
52 or 53, I think.
Korean War was 1950 to 1953. So it would have.
Oh,
to be
53
there.
is when it ended. Okay.
So that's like a good 11 years before even Gemini 7, right? So a lot of time periods covered.
The episode slows down the camera, and really there was a lot of references to, I guess, how slow this episode was. I didn't find it slow. I thought this one was a really good pace, personally, compared to some others where I just can't wait to end.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dave, that's all the comments I got.
Well, thank you, Adam. That was sexy and factual. Appreciate it as always. And with that, we will go to our scores for the episode and rate the episode and see what we thought. So
How long was this episode, guys?
An hour, almost 59 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Including credits. So, anyway, it's got a much better IMDb rating than the first 2 episodes at 8.4, but not like crazy. I'll start us off. This was good for me. I liked it. It was a 8.3. Okay. Jody?
I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5 from Jody. Adam?
8.5.
8.5. Kevin's here. Heather?
This was like an 8 for me.
Okay. And Jeff?
I'll be the high score. I'll give it a 9.
Jeff, the high score. Who would have thought?
That's odd.
It was a good episode,
Yeah,
There-
it was a good
it
one.
was-
It's all,
you know.
it's the best one in a while, like probably since I don't know.
It's definitely the best one this season so far.
I had an emotional
Probably on
response.
board with a lot of last season as well.
Yeah, I think that any emotional response episodes should get a high rating.
Yeah, I didn't rate it as high as all of you, but I guess it's the best one in a long time, but I guess I'm comparing it to like the glory days of the first, like the first season. I think I gave it all 9s and 10s. The first season was fantastic.
You gave
The
one episode of
first
7.
season was good.
Yeah, that episode was terrible. I remember that episode.
Well,
Uh, was terrible compared to the others. It was great
Compared to the others, but
yes. But this episode was really, really good compared to especially the last couple of seasons. I enjoyed it. They tied up the Ed storyline super well. It was very emotional.
Yeah, I'm with
I think
you.
Jeff's right, though. I think Jeff mentioned earlier, take out all this extra crap. Give us just a whole episode dedicated to Ed and his passing and his recalling various things in his life and stuff like that. I think that would have been way more fun to.
Yeah, I would have given it a 10 had they done that.
Yeah.
There was a few things like do the Margot Aleida stuff in a different episode.
This would have been a 9 for me if Margot wasn't there.
Yeah, and do we need the Boyd storyline progressing more?
We don't need that
Not
in this
even at all.
episode.
Yeah, they could have shortened it down to 47 minutes and then got rid of all that stuff.
Yeah, and pick up with the conspiracy later. Like I don't know why they needed.
Yeah, like you don't need to have it in every episode. You can mention it maybe, or or have the cliffhanger for this episode, the end of this episode, be something to do with that. But I think the way that they ended it was really well.
All right. Well, we will close the books on Home. We are averaging 8.3 between the 5 of us. We'll see what Kevin thinks next time we
I'm gonna
Did
guess.
Kevin even watch it? Kevin is so over this show.
He hasn't watched it yet.
Yeah, because I kept saying as I thought this episode was pretty good, like the first good one in a while, and I was like, "Have you watched it yet?" He's like, "No," and then I was like, "Jeff, have you watched it?" He's like, "No."
I was watching it before the podcast because I wanted it fresh in my head.
Yeah, you went for it. Anyway, the next episode is episode 4. It's called Open Source, and it will come out on Friday, April 17th. Written by Sabrina Almeida and also directed by Mira Menon. And Alex follows Ed's advice and finds a new project to focus on: a job at Helios. That is the setup.
Oh.
Nepo baby.
Nepo
So here's
baby.
my this episode this season has now peaked and we are on the decline.
We're on the way down. It was like
I think Adam's right. I don't think we're getting a better episode than that the rest of the way.
I'm
I'm gonna
hoping
totally
I
make
want
some
to
pictures of Adam.
Titan. I want to see this stuff and go beyond Mars, and I'm hoping that's going to be the juice for the season. I still have hope.
I think the launch will be the end of this season, and then I think next season will be them getting there and then finalizing the series.
And why isn't Canada in one of these alliances? That's my question. Other big question.
Because we're too busy being.
We're
awesome.
neutral. We're Switzerland now.
We don't have any money.
Someone has to protect the maple.
Well, how much money does who was in these alliances?
It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
There's one nation that I'd like to look at that map again. Not you don't have to bring it up now, but it doesn't.
Bring it up.
It's like
He's gonna
Thailand.
bring it up now that you've done that.
Thailand's in there, and you got I guess Saudi Arabia's got money, but not in this
But
timeline.
this is
when
an alternate
oil
timeline, guys.
is less of a thing,
These countries are all different than they are in our timeline. So who knows?
right? Because of how the economics went, right?
Yeah, for all we know, Canada is turned into a fascist state.
It's a fascist state run by
Justin Trudeau.
If you ask,
in this
if you
timeline,
ask
still
these
Stephen Harper.
guys who want to separate, they'll probably tell you it already happened.
Stephen Harper's reign of terror has been going on for a while.
Oh my God. Okay, wait a second.
I'm going to Mars.
All
Reign
right.
of Terror.
Well, in this fascist timeline, yes.
Well, in the fascist timeline, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
not so much in our timeline. Okay. Anyway, check
Trudeau
out all
slaughtered millions.
check out all the other great stuff here on Live Long and Podcast and the United Federation of Podcasts. Wednesdays, we're always talking Survivor 50. We'll be on for episode 8 on Wednesday. Check that out. Look out for the next episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're covering Brothers on Thursday.
We are brothers.
We are brothers. No, have it open. But but Jeff, are you gonna be on for this
When are you doing it?
Thursday?
But you're a brother, Jeff. You have to do it.
Yeah, I think
They have a Mater Brothers podcast.
I also asked
and
Rich to
only
be
one
on
of
it.
them shows up most of the time.
I think Rich was the one who was commenting. I think that's him.
Is that him?
Phoenix with an F. That's
Oh, that could be Rich. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're hoping to have Rich on Thursday, so I can do the Brothers podcast with my brothers. And Heather, you won't be there, right?
They're brothers.
I will not be there,
Right.
unfortunately, because I love that episode, but I am out for this week.
You should. Okay, but if you, that would have been cool if you could have brought on your brother.
Brothers is the mud
It
wrestling.
would have.
So
That's where they mud wrestle, right?
Yeah,
Brothers?
Data and Lore, mud wrestling.
Oh,
On a
no.
holiday.
that's exactly
Wrong
what
one.
happens.
I'm thinking of family.
I think you're thinking of something. All right, and I think that's it for this week. So thanks for everyone. Oh, and last week I was on with Hey, did you see this one for Wrath of Khan? It was like a 5-hour podcast talking about.
Yeah,
Wrath of
hey,
Khan.
did you see this one? As in, which translates to, we're gonna go at least double the runtime of whatever we watched.
At least
It's kind of like us.
it's kind of like us, yeah, but even more so. Anyway, so check all those out. Thanks for being with us tonight, everyone, and RIP Ed Baldwin. Let's pour one out, and bye, Bob. We'll see you next time, everyone. Good night.
Bye,
I don't have
Bob.
one to pour out, but
Bye, Bob.
here's my pour out.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mario Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.